Hello,
Greetings,
I'm Vinnie,
and I'm Frank.
and together we are
Vinnie.
Frank and Vinnie.
Frank. I can never get that right.
I know you can't. You can't
Okay.
get anything right.
That's harsh. So,
Today we are here to talk about
the depression, I guess.
the depression. Oh, you want to hear about the depression? That's my marriage to my ex-wife.
Yeah, well, I understand that, buddy.
I understand that as well.
So I suppose we should tell the kids at home a little bit about ourselves.
I suppose we should.
So, you want to go ahead?
No, you go first. I oblige you.
Okay, well, I am a pantaloon salesman.
I think it's something to brag about.
Well, I was doing good until the war.
Tell us about that. Tell us about why the war has affected your business so much.
Well, you see, because of the rationing, they needed cotton for bandages. And what are pantaloons made of? Cotton.
It's the sad truth.
Sad truth. So now, if I don't have cotton, I can't make pantaloons. And if I can't make pantaloons, I can't sell pantaloons. And if I can't sell pantaloons, I'm broke.
He's broke.
Broke.
My business as well has been affected by the war. The reason why is the metal, of course. Metal is used a lot in war for reasons that I don't know, because I've never been in war before. So I didn't really study up on it, you see.
I have.
But I'm told that metal is a big part of the war. And therefore my lug nut business has kind of gone under the hill, as they say.
Tell us more about lug nuts.
Lug nuts. Okay. So you know cars, right? You know the automobiles?
I think some of the folks watching are pretty poor.
Automobiles. They are the things that you see them on the street. They're like carriages but with no horses. And they're made of metal. You know those things. Those things require wheels to move. And those wheels require lug nuts to hold them on. That is where I come in. I, the inventor of lug nuts, had a pretty thriving lug nut business before, the Depression and the war. Back when people could, pay for things. It was a pretty thriving business.
Tell us more about the name lug nut.
Lug nut. Oh, well, you see, it all came out of a fight with my wife. I know what you're thinking. It's, it's a little sketchy sounding at first, but here's the story. She threw me out of the house. She threw me out and told me to lug my nuts down the driveway. Well,
I saw the whole thing.
You saw the whole thing. It is something we never speak of, except we now speak of it to you, because you deserve to know, world. Anyhow, I had an epiphany. I thought, lug nuts. That sounds like a car part. So, I called up my buddy Eddie. Eddie, he's a great guy, Eddie is the best. He's the best. Anyway, I called up my buddy Eddie, and I told him, hey, could you invent cars for me? Because I thought of a great name for a car part, but since cars don't exist yet, I'm kind of in a rough place. And my buddy Eddie, the great guy he is, he invented cars for me so that I could use my lug nut idea. What a great guy.
What a friend.
Yeah, he is the best. Anyway, you were about to say something. It looked like you were about to say something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Eddie's a great guy.
Eddie is a great guy. Now, so what would you like to talk about next? What is our next topic of interest?
Well, I have on hand some genuine champagne.
Oh, champagne. He's getting fancy in this house.
The good old days when champagne was legal.
The good old days. They truly were. Yeah, and back when people could still afford it.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
I got this friend, Don.
You got this friend, Don?
Don.
You have other friends?
None of them are better than you.
Thank you, buddy. All of my friends are better than you. But don't take it personally. It's not me, it's you.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the worst. So anyways, I got this friend Donnie, and he has this Donnie is an expert on alcohol.
Is he?
He's drank it for years.
For years. How many years?
27.
27 years. Wow. How
So,
time flies.
yeah, and you want to know how old he is?
How old is he?
28.
He's 28. Ah, that's a classic. That's a classic old Frankie joke.
So, he ever since he was a kid, he's been running this still.
It's still?
Yeah.
Is he now?
Every now and again, and the cops can't find it because it's a really hidden spot.
A really hidden spot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a well-known place called West Virginia.
West Virginia.
West Virginia.
West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Great place. I love the mountains there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time I saw this. I was down in West Virginia doing some activities with Don.
Activities, eh?
Yeah. And this big hulking creature.
Oh, was it your mother?
No.
Ah.
That was me. This big hulking creature flies by. It looks like a moth.
So it was your mother.
It looks like a moth had a baby with a man. And I'm like.
So it was your mother.
I'm like, Mothman.
Were you now?
Yeah.
How much and exactly?
So I had this big plan. I broke into your auto shop. I didn't tell you about this, but I broke into your auto shop and got like a ton of metal, and then I constructed this beautiful statue. And I set it right in the middle of the town I spied him in.
Did you now? What town was that again?
Oh, what was it?
Was it Oh, Point Pleasant.
Point Pleasant.
Point Pleasant.
Point Pleasant.
Quite a pleasant town.
Not really. I got mugged there.
Did you now? Well, that is what happens when you go into West Virginia.
Yeah.
Now, I think that today we are gonna talk about the economy.
The economy.
The
What's
economy.
an economy?
I don't know. I've never lived in one. But I hear they're great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, what other topics are there to talk about other than our companies?
There's a war going on.
There's a war going on. You know,
Yeah, and it's on the opposite side. Those stinking little Jerrys.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Jerry in that way. Jerry's a really nice guy. I told you.
No, not Jerry.
Oh, not
Jerry.
Jerry?
Jerry.
Am I hearing you right?
Jerry the Germans.
Germany. Got it. It's pronounced Germany. I've told you this many times. He doesn't seem to grasp it.
Yeah, go fight in the war and then see how you grasp it.
I think I will grasp it just fine. It is pronounced Germany.
How many times do I gotta explain this? Jerry was a nickname for Germans.
Why is Jerry a nickname for Germans?
I don't know.
Why not Germany?
We like.
Why not Germany? Why not just call them Germany? Germans.
Well,
Same amount of syllables.
cause Jerry's funner.
Fun ain't a word.
So anyways, the Jerry leader has a stupid little mustache.
We ain't gonna
Not
talk
like
about
our genuine.
Yeah. This is a thing of beauty. And these eyebrows, I inherited them from my grandmother.
He did, trust me.
Beautiful woman. Made great cookies.
Didn't they?
Pity her house was so flammable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho. You know what I would like to talk about is, the other day, my brother called me. My brother. You all know him. Sherman. He's a good man. But the thing is...
he?
Look, that thing with the dog was not his fault. You have to know that. The dog ran in front of his car.
Kinda looked like it was his fault.
It was not. The dog ran in
He
front
was in the wrong lane.
He can't read road signs.
Is he British?
No, he's blind.
Then why was he driving?
Because we have to be accommodating to people. I let him take a test run in my new car. You know, with the fancy new lug nuts on it. Solid gold. Anywho, the dog ran in front of him and he didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
honestly. Anyway, Sherman called me. Sherman called me on the telephone. He called me on the telephone, and he said, Vinny, I want you to make me a new car. Because my wife thinks my car is ugly.
Ugly. Oh, doesn't that just remind me of my dear old fifth wife, Maud?
Now is not the time to rehash your past romantic experiences. I am talking about my brother. Anywho, my brother, he says, I don't even know ugly. So I tell him, look, here is the deal. I will make you a new car. And so I made him the new car. Because sometimes, even though it kind of hurt my muscles to make him the new car, I have muscles. I have muscles. They exist. They exist, and I have them. And because sometimes we must do things we don't like for the people we love. Like, for instance, I had to put my dear wife, Eleanor, in the pond this past winter. I had to put her in the pond. It was a nasty deal too. It was an unfortunate
The pond was frozen over. He had to call me up, and
to get in the details.
we had to break it open, and then when we shoved her in, the ice kind of.
We don't need to get into the details. It was a sad occasion.
Yeah.
Anywho, Eleanor, she was a lovely woman. She did so many things that I'm sure she did not like, out of love for me. I mean, she left roller skates on the stairs, and one time she put arsenic in the cake. And I know she did it with love in her heart, for me.
Yeah, because you love the taste of arsenic. He can't help it.
I can't help it. I cannot help that I love the taste of arsenic. It is just so delicious.
So delicious.
Anywho, we're getting off topic. Let's talk about our businesses for a little. How about you do your signature commercial, your signature pantaloon commercial? Or are you saving that for another time?
Saving it for another time.
You're saving it for another time. All right. Well, I think we've covered about everything we needed to talk about.
Yeah.
So I'm Frank.
I'm Frank.
He's Frank, and I'm Vinny, and this is Frank and Vinny signing off. Adios, sayonara, good night.
I'm jonesing for a cigarette.